Check, check, check. I don't see anything. The mic says it's doing okay. Let's see. Can't still hear on the video, just buzzing. Oh, crap. Hold on. RF. Let me turn them off and reset them. Okay, there we go. That should be good. Buzzing gone. I can hear your mic. Excellent. That should work. I unplugged and replugged things back in. I think we're working. Yes? Thanks, Todd. Appreciate you. Well, you did or didn't see the video. Basically, the video was just the mess that I inherited by not paying attention. So this was the scene of throwing garbage and hitting a railing. Thought I could escape the problem, didn't, and stuff broke everywhere. It wasn't fun. I did not enjoy it at all. Broken glass. It's one of those things. You get to enjoy that stuff sometimes. It's lovely. Lovely! Anyway, how's everyone doing today? As I said, it is July 1st. Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Supposed to say that 3 times when you wake up. It's supposed to be good luck on the first day of the month. So there it is. It's the first day of the month. Welcome to July. Ugh, crazy. Crazy that it's July. Anyway, lots of things happened today in history. So today is Ginger Snap Day. It is also Creative Ice Cream Flavor Day. I did get some ice cream today and I got creative. I had mint chocolate chip and I guess it was like super chocolate because it's chocolate. And I mixed them together and I got creative with my flavors. And then I put it in my ice cream. Then I put it in my coffee. So I had my affogato with mint chocolate chip and like super death chocolate. It was amazing, just so you know. Try the affogato. I think that's what we should all strive for that. It was a good thing. It's also Postage Stamp Day and Postal Worker Day. I did go to the post office today. As I said, the main Columbus branch, they were good. As always, I went in. It wasn't too crowded today. Got in, got out, dropped off my little package. They were super nice and out the door. Only $7.18 later to mail. That's what I did. I literally mailed mail. I had a bunch of letters I had to send to somebody in Washington State, so I mailed mail. Bought a little carrier, weighed it, sent it, out it goes. But that was Postal Worker Day. I said thank you for your Postal Worker Day and congratulations. They did not know it was National Postage Worker Day. I was surprised. Wouldn't you know what it is if it's like Secretary Day? Shouldn't somebody be like giving them flowers? I didn't, but they should. Tomorrow is Anisette Day and Wildland Fighter Day. Now, Wildland, I guess, is the ones that do smoke jumping and things like that. That's it. Just those two. I was looking to see. That's a light day with only 2 things on it. And Anisette, I thought now that's anise is like that black licorice flavor. So I thought maybe that was Sambuca, but I guess it's not. I'm confused. I guess anisette is its own thing, but I could have sworn like Sambuca is that, isn't it? And what else is that got that flavor? I don't know. But I was confused. When I looked for the list of things, that wasn't there, which I was surprised by because I thought for sure that would have been one of those liqueurs that you do. Like Sambuca is black licorice flavored, right? Am I forgetting incorrectly? I don't know. Thursday, this week, in 2 days, we have Heinz Verified. Okay? Remember the whole, fly still here. Heinz Verified did tripping. with Stephen He and myself as a co-star. This is day 2 in Cleveland. Episode 5, day number 2. So this is lunch in Cleveland, I believe, that we'll be enjoying. So you have to check that out. Look for me. Thursday, 8 p.m. I know it's Red, White, and Boom if you're in Columbus. It's fireworks. But you can watch them on your little electronic device while you're sitting waiting for the fireworks. So patiently on your 10 by 10 square in the middle of the heat and the people. Ride your bike down. You can get out of there faster. I'm just telling you. Parking is not great and driving is worse. Anyway, let's see. Who had birthdays today? Dan Aykroyd had a birthday today. Dan Aykroyd, 73. Music-wise, because he's kind of musical, he did his things, you know. But Deborah Harry, also her birthday today, turns 80. Blondie, that's Deborah Harry. And who else? Fred Schneider from the B-52s, Newark, New Jersey guy. Good old Fred Schneider with the B-52s. Nice. Pamela Anderson, she turns 58 today. Also Liv Tyler. I don't know if she's musical, but I mean, you know, both Pam and Liv have that musical connection though. You know, Tommy Lee, you know, dad is Tyler, you know, so figured they fit into the musical genre of birthdays. And who died today? Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross. Died in 2005. The smooth sounds of Luther Vandross. Also, 1967, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album goes to number 1 in America and stays there for 15 weeks. Who knew? Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The whole album, number 1 in the United States, stays there for 15 weeks. Fan of the Beatles? Joe Peppercorn does a Beatles marathon here in Columbus every year. Plays every single Beatles song. It's kind of crazy. It's nonstop for hours and hours and hours. I think he's had all living Beatles give him a shout out at some point. So it's pretty cool. You gotta like that. Peppercorn's Lonely Hearts Club something. I forget what it's called, but he does every Beatles song. It's kind of amazing. You have to really be, I mean, it's a marathon. It really is. It's an absolute marathon. So, recommended. What else? Okay, so I dug back deep and I found all sorts of other crazy crap that goes on today. In 1908, ... SOS becomes worldwide accepted as help. In 1908. So, the SOS. I knew that from Boy Scouts. I was a Boy Scout. Didn't get Eagle Scout, but hey, you know, that was about as good as they get. 1910, White Sox Comiskey Park is built. Okay, there's a reason for this. 1916, Coke, the formula that is still to today, is made public. Like it's today is the same formula from 1916. 1931, Cleveland Stadium is built. And then what happens? We go ahead and we demo it when? We demoed it in 1996. The reason I bring that up is because look what I got. I got a bunch of chairs from it. We actually drove up to the Mistake on the Lake and got a whole bunch of chairs. I still have 3 sets of them. I put them on eBay for a minute, but never sold them. But yes, so that was made and built in 1931 and destroyed in 1996. And those are the actual chairs from that. They sat on the radio station for years. They were in the studio, and that was the guest chairs. They also sat outside the studio along the wall for people to sit in that were just BSing with the salespeople or outside the programming offices. Had those. I believe Jack DeVos, Coffee Boy Jack, drove up to Cleveland, threw him in the back of his car, scratched up his new truck, and brought him back. I think that's the story that I'm going to stick with, that Jack went and picked them up from Cleveland. But that was some years ago. 1971, the 26th Amendment was added to the Constitution. If you don't know what that is when everyone that was 21, the legal voting age went to 18 in 1971. 1980, which I found this one to be really, I was like, really? O Canada was adopted as the Canadian national anthem. 1980, that seems really recent, doesn't it? I mean, it's still, it's, 80, 90,000, but still within this like decade and this, that seems close. You'd think Canada would have had a little bit more national anthem than that earlier, but apparently not. I was kind of confused. In 84, PG-13 came out. The old MPAA, that ratings thing, PG-13 came out in 1984. So that's when we had that. Today is Canada Day. Correct. That is why I put it up there, because I was going to get there. Thanks, Todd. Because it's O Canada's national anthem was adopted today in 1980. So yes, it is Canada Day. Scratch truck is a small sacrifice for stadium chairs. It's true. It's true. And we still have those stadium chairs. They live up. No, what did I hit? I hit something. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. My bad. See, sorry. Fat fingers. Even on this thing, it's like on my phone. I got these big. Anyway, yes, stadium chairs. Still have them. There you go. Who knew? And they're in good shape too, because they've been, kept in pristine condition, the original paint, for all these years. Anyway, that's what's going on with all that stuff. Birthdays, world events, ice cream things, Wildland Firefighter Day, and everything else. So that's all the stuff that I found that was interesting and compelling to me. Besides that, today was a fairly normal day. Nothing too crazy or insane. What's coming up is crazy or insane. I did get contacted by Channel 6 news crew, so I may do a news report interview tomorrow about the Doodah Parade, which happens on July the 4th down in the short north. The parade is open to anybody that wants to get into it. You can just come and line up and parade, do something silly, do something goofy, do something political, do something whatever. You want to make people laugh, you want to make people cry, whatever. Usually laugh is the funny thing because it's supposed to be a parody parade, not all, patriotic. It's Doodah. I'm the unofficial starter because there's no official anything. It doesn't even officially start at any particular time. It just does. But that's Friday. That's the actual 4th. Thursday, the 3rd, is Red, White, and Boom here in Columbus. So if you're here in Columbus and you're going to be traveling anywhere near the downtown, I warn you, traffic, going to be crazy. It gets, ridiculous amounts of people come down to see fireworks. I mean, that's cool and all, but I'm spoiled. Remember the whole spoiled rotten thing? I do not go with the big crowds, with the unwashed, the unwashed masses. No, I if anything, I would ride my bicycle down so I can get in and out, or we would go and stay, as I said before, the lawyers would take us to their balcony and we'd have, snacks and cocktails, and you can go on the balcony. It's like, oh, look, isn't this great? And everyone's down below, fireworks, and you stay. They deal with crowds and everything else. When I lived downtown, I used to have a block party. I would close off the street, not really legally. We would just block the street off right before the alley, put a big barricade up and a live band, and people would just come and party in the street at my house because I lived right downtown. I lived in an old commercial building that I got rezoned by the city. And that was what we did. That was always fun. The block parties were always epic events. Police helicopters circling overhead, and cars coming up the street and going like, where can I go? Go down the alley. And then you'll go back to traffic, and we'll just watch all the traffic happen around us as, that's what's going on. But that's this weekend. So a lot of people have, crap, knocking more crap. Excuse me. Oh, that wasn't great. Knocked my water over. A lot of people have 4-day weekends. I don't. I think I'll work all through it. I'll work Thursday, Friday a little bit, Saturday and Sunday. So enjoy your time off if you have that luxury of freedom of time. I will not be freedom of time. I will be working. Be doing that fun stuff. that's kind of where that's at. I did now, again, I cannot find my license plate, and I looked. So this is really weird. I think maybe it slipped underneath this whole cabinet thing, and I did not move everything over here to get to it. That would mean that I'd have to go, let me see if I can get the camera. That would mean I have to move all of this stuff over here. See all this stuff down here? Like this. I have to move that bucket, that bucket, that bucket, that bucket back. All that stuff over there to get to it. So I didn't. I don't know where it is. It's most upsetting. But I cannot deal with it. I did look into my artificial intelligence story today is looking into video editing with CapCut and everything else. And I have a template that I wanted to use for the opening of all of these for today. I just couldn't get it to work. I was having a lot of trouble figuring it out. I've got other laptops that have a lot more video content on them. This one doesn't have as much content. The one I have that was in the office, the screen broke. So it needs to have an external screen because it's a touch screen, but it opened too many times and broke. So now the keyboard, everything works. It's just a nightmare. I need to download everything off of it onto a hard drive and then have an external hard drive that I can get all the video off of because it's got a ton of video on it, old videos from all sorts of stuff. So I need to find that. Musical note, today in, what was it, I guess 3 years ago, saw U2 in Cleveland. And that was an amazing show. Now I saw the first time I think I saw U2 was in Madison Square Garden in like 1981 or something ridiculous like that. I've seen U2 a bunch. The craziest time, well, I saw U2 in the Ohio Shoe, the Horseshoe in the stadium, but the craziest U2 experience I ever had, God, I've seen them a lot. Now I'm thinking about it. They're probably like one of the bands I've seen most ever in the grand scheme of things. Anyway, coming to a junket some years ago to LA, got flown out to Los Angeles to go see U2 do their full dress rehearsal run before they went on tour. And we basically went out to LA and stayed in the hotel. There was a bunch of radio people, but it wasn't a lot. I mean, you know, it was 50 people total, I guess, probably something like that. And we went to the LA Coliseum. We went in vans with a police escort, believe it or not. They were really, really like, you know, no one's allowed to go. Nobody can get in. You know, they were really firm about no one could sneak in. We couldn't take phones or anything of that nature. And when we got there, you know, again, this is like the LA Coliseum. We're the only ones in this entire place. This thing's empty. It's like, you know, grab a seat. Bono's like, hey, grab seats, you know. And they do their show. It's a full show. And they stop and they repeat one of the songs. I didn't like it. And as we're leaving, he's like, enjoy your eggs. Didn't realize it. They had Easter eggs for us because it was freaking Easter. Didn't even realize it. But they had actual Easter eggs waiting for us as we left. So everyone got an Easter egg from U2. I still have it. It's somewhere stored in one of those things like the coconuts from Mardi Gras. If you've ever been to Mardi Gras, you want to get a coconut. That comes from the Zulu parade. They shave the coconuts, all the hair off it, and they make them smooth, and it's always that. The Andyman story, he's going to be an embrace fishing for the license plate. It's true, I'm going to have to do that. I do have some crazy magnets. I've got those, what do they call them? Neodymium and indium, whatever. But I've got some of those that are just wild, so strong. Like I put them on, if I put one on top, one on my hand, they will stick because they'll go right, it's nuts. Yes, I might have to go fishing for the license plate. I actually have a fishing magnet. See, look, it's hanging up right there. I can even show you. See, this is the best part about this. I can do this and go, look, it's right there. Is this upside down? Maybe it's camera's upside down. Oh, crap, sorry. Let me turn the camera right side up. Looking at the light, it's right there. See that little thing between the two lights, the rope? Yeah, that's it, right? That thing. There, right there. There. That's a fishing magnet. It's one of those super strong magnets on a rope. And I have gone fishing and I found a bicycle and a scooter. I didn't pull the scooter up. I just was like, get off there. Because, people throw the limes and birds into the water. I just figured I did it because it was worth trying, because I saw so many videos of people doing it. When I took it to the beach, all I came up with was a lot of like iron bits, pieces of sand, just like covered it. And so gold's not magnetic, so it wasn't like I picked up a bunch of gold, so I wasn't super excited. I was like, whatever. Andy Man story? Yeah, well, the Andy Man story, I can tell you the Andy Man story. The Andy Man story is when he met Bono. And, the security was just super, he's all like, goes to grab at Bono. Andy was a monstrous man. He was close to 500 pounds. And he's all sweaty, and he goes to grab Bono, and his security is like, goes to dive, and Bono's like, nope. And he goes, and he kisses Bono on the head. Big kiss. And he was more happy to meet Bono because he met the Pope than he was to meet Bono himself. And that's what he told him. He goes, I just want to shake the hand of the man who met the Pope. And he was kind of like, okay. He was definitely taken aback a little bit. Like, oh, you're more impressed that I met the Pope than with meeting me. Okay, that's cool. And that's when he was very mellow about it. But yes, saw you two many, many times. We were at a show once in Chicago when we saw you two. And I can, again, had I known this, I would have brought pictures. And we went to their studios. I totally forgot about this. We went to their U2 studios when we were in Ireland. And we actually left an Andy Man. We spray painted an Andy Man, me and Brian Phillips. He climbed up on my shoulder because I couldn't go on his shoulder. He would drop me. But we spray painted Andy Man was here on the wall of the studio. That's a thing that everybody does. And we saw hoodlums. We saw actual hooligans. These little kids were complete hooligans. They were like wankers and like flipping us off and throwing rocks at the bus. I was like, what is this? Who are these hooligans? But yes, Andy Man and the Bono story is one that lives in infamy. But when we saw him in Chicago, the guy I was with knew them well enough that a courier came down to us. We're down in the pit, comes and finds us in the pit. And he's like, oh, Jeff. He's like, yeah. He goes, here, this is for you. And it's a handwritten letter from Bono saying like, oh, so thank you for coming. So glad you came with your friends tonight. Come and see us after the show. I was like, wow, that's got some clout when you actually get hand-delivered, handwritten letters from Bono down to the floor of the stage. Pretty impressive. I had to take a little impressed, but I was like, okay, normally I'm not impressed by that, but that was okay. That was pretty impressive, when someone can get the whole Bono meeting thing. Falling down a rabbit hole today, there was I don't know what it's called. Omegle. Anyway, it looks like it's one of these like chat roulette sites, and there's a guy on it they call the Do that plays guitar, and I guess he's just he finds random people. I guess he's just doing this chat roulette, and he has like a Hello Kitty guitar, and he has all sorts of different guitars, and he'll like play a song, and he knows how to play everything, or he'll listen to it once and be able to play it. And he'll be like, oh, I'm just starting, and I just, play some chord. He goes, I don't know this song. But it was funny because we talked about the other day, the birthday of Yngwie Malmsteen, and that was like 3 of the songs he did that I saw from different videos was Yngwie Malmsteen's song. And if you've ever heard him, he's one of those like shredder guys that just, he like Scandinavian death metal, so like just crazy. And watching this guy do it, I'm like, wow, okay, that's pretty crazy stuff. But it was just very funny, the connection, because we're talking about Yngwie Malmsteen for his birthday the other day, and then this guy was doing it. So I'm tempted to go see what that is and see if I can find him and have him so I can put him on the show. But it also looks like it's one of those ridiculous chat roulettes that I don't really want to see some dude doing whatever. So I may not do that. I'm going to have to weigh the pros and cons very heavily about going onto some sort of a chat roulette type situation because I really, really have no need to pop on and, bro, don't need to see that. Just no thank you. That's not my thing. Don't need to do that. Whatever floats your boat, but that's not me. Not a chat roulette guy. So, besides that, it was a fairly uneventful day. It was a normal Tuesday. Garbage got picked up. I cut the grass and got really sweaty because it was really hot again at the end of the day. Fixed more holes that I cut in walls. Worked on screening in a porch. Fixed a broken door. Just the normal stuff. Patiently waiting on the city, which eventually I'll share all of that good stuff or bad stuff, depending on how you interpret, I guess is the word, how we interpret all this, which it is good or bad, but it's all about interpretation. So we'll see if we can interpret it as good or bad. I'm interpreting it as it is what it is at the moment, and I'm trying not to be anything more than that, if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't, since I'm talking in circles. Heinz Verified, we've got, don't forget, like and subscribe to Randsanity. I think I have 590 now. Woo, I've moved up like 7 whole people. I do have to start posting on that. I know I keep saying this, but I just absolutely have to do it. Like, see, you love Ingve. Who doesn't, right? Todd's got it. But Heinz Verified. So episode 5 this Thursday at when? 8 p.m. You know it. I'm moving to this camera because, see, I saw the timer this time, so I'm going to get it before it turns off on me. There you go. There we go. See, I fixed it. Look at that. I can go back to that. It's working. Timing's everything. But yeah, so Thursday, Heinz Verified. And I was thinking of doing something for the Doo-Dah Parade. I don't know what I'm going to do. I never do. It's now official time, though, because it's within the 48-hour limit, so I can start to think about it. I was thinking of doing something, maybe the guy in the van. Don't know. But there is no Heinz van. Someone said, just do the Heinz van. It doesn't exist. That was a prop. It was a rental van that we rented, covered it with vinyl, and then uncovered it, and it went back to the rental company. So they were never the wiser to it. Unless now they are. For some reason, they would see this and go, wait a second, we rented that guy a van, and they did what to it? Paid enough money for it. But that doesn't exist. I could drive the big old white delivery truck that is one of the last remaining, or the only remaining truck left at the radio station. But it's not, it's just a big white box, and then I would be a guy in a big white van, not the guy in the Heinz van. And I don't know if I can get Heinz on it fast enough. I mean, I could always cover it with paper or tape or something and spray paint it, and then say, you know, guy in the van, and then put the QR code on it. Could do that. Don't know. I'll have to think about that. It's one of those things where I don't know if that would be very funny. I try and do things that are funny, topical, news topical, things that happen in the news that are funny. There's not a lot of stuff that's happening in the news that's funny, though. That's part of the problem. The news reports have all gotten so doomy and gloomy that there's nothing usually funny about it. So I'll have to be hard pressed to find something. Right, hand paint the ice cream truck to resemble the Heinz truck. Yeah, I hand paint the truck. Yeah, I don't know about hand painting a truck. That would be a lot of stuff. I don't know exactly how I'd paint the truck either, like hand paint it. We'll see. I'll figure out something to do with it. That's probably where I'm leaning at the moment, because I don't have a crew. I used to have a crew of people that would want to do these things, but I don't have a crew to do this, so I'm not sure either about that. Apparently I got something in my glasses here. Did I scratch them, or is that, I don't know what's on there. I'm just realizing I'm looking through this very big white spot thinking I've got a cataract or something. I'm like, what the hell? Wow, I must have really scratched that on something, huh? Okay, yeah, because I'm looking at a cataract. It's not. I think I'm okay. But there's something on my glasses. I think I scratched my glasses pretty horribly. Anyway, get Duffy to help. Wait, that'll take longer. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Good point. It will take longer. You know, that's how that works. Sometimes doing things yourself is necessary. What can I say? Anyway, I don't have a lot left for tonight. I'm kind of out of gas tonight. It was a long, long week. It's Tuesday and I got a lot of stuff in front of me. So I didn't have a lot of independent day today to do anything exciting or fun or too crazy or reckless in that respect. That kind of, defeats the purpose of doing things in the Randsanity because there isn't that. Still working on trying to get the t-shirt shop open, and I suck at figuring that out. So feel free to let me know how to do that if you're a Shopify person that knows all the ins and outs of that. AI has been useless along with my license plate retrieval because I don't know where the hell that is. I am going to have to use that magnet system to find it, Todd. I'm going to be like sliding around on the floor with it and wait for that click of the metallic plate and be like, oh wait, there it is. Or not. I'm not really sure at this point where even to look because I don't know what happened to it. There's just so much crap down here. I do have a microscope if we ever want to look at microbes or blood cells or something in case I need to, save us from something. I don't know. But I cannot find the license plate, which is most discouraging. Who knew? It's like the sock that got lost, which I just had that happen. I swore I had 2 socks with me, and then I had 1, and I cannot find the second sock for the life of me. Don't know where it is. And it's not like it blends in. It was a bright green sock. How does that happen? Where does it go? Is there a sock monster that eats them? Does the dryer absorb them? Is it just stuck in the pocket of some pants that I have not put on yet? I don't know. We need a sock detective to be like hunting for socks. That's with an S, okay? I'm sure there's nothing else metal down there. There's nothing else metal down there. Absolutely not. No, not even close. I have to get a drink. There we go. I was getting parched. Like I said, my throat is still hoarse from screaming so much Friday at the ComFest. The whole woo thing, which, it was a beautiful thing. If you go back and you watch the rain, you'll see why. Screaming in the Rain was most amusing. And Screaming for Weed Demon, the band, was also most amusing. I was looking at the Lollapalooza lineup today. Interesting lineup. Not a ton of bands I would be interested in seeing. Some. Cage the Elephant's playing. A few others. But a little bit, Tyler Creator. But a lot of bands I don't know. I guess that's going to be a new Discovery Music Lollapalooza in July, beginning of August. Don't know if I'll make it out, but never know. Call my buddy Joe and be like, Joe, give me tickets. Call Jeff. Jeff could give me tickets. But then I have to go to Chicago, which I could do. Heinz Verified. I was there. I could go to Disco Pancakes or Mr. Beef. We went to both of those. Who knew? I can find parking. I told the story about parking, I think, right? That was like early on, that long sort of tirade of parking. If I would ever do this again, if I ever get to the opportunity to go out with this, I'm going to bring someone with me as my B-roll camera person. Because I didn't take hardly any pictures, no video, anything of my adventure doing the day tripping. I would definitely take someone with me to do that because there was so much stuff, so much footage of things that I could have gotten, but I just didn't. I wanted to sort of absorb it, and I was kind of being a wallflower. I know, it seems odd that I would do that. But it wasn't, I didn't want to interrupt. I felt kind of, privileged to be there in the first place, so I didn't want to be trying to overshadow Stephen or anybody, because I didn't really know these guys. This is a very new concept. I didn't know this crew of people, so I didn't want to be that. But yeah, the Heinz van thing, I think, may be the way to go. I have enough pictures of it that I might be able to replicate it, at least enough. Somehow to make it look maybe like it. We'll see. It would be funny. And like I said, I could put the giant barcode on it so people could find it. It's the day after episode 5. It would be great if it was before it, but it could be after. I don't know. We'll see. I'm wondering, and this is something that I'm wondering, if I can repost those to my site. I got to talk to someone who knows YouTube. Am I able to download or move those to my site? Someone have to know that one. Yeah, I'm able to. Yeah, YouTube is one of those things that I don't know enough about, as most things when it comes to internet these days, because it just adds so quickly. But am I able to take somebody else's video, Heinz Verified, and use it on my page? Obviously, I don't get the credit for it. It's copyright and everything else. But I don't know. I'm going to have to see about that. If I could do that, then I would move the episodes to my page, move it to the Randsanity page, put them in the thing, and then move these there too. Right? I think I can do that. I don't know. I'll find out. I know someone who is way, way, way into the whole YouTube thing. Millions and millions, like 25 million subscribers. Right. I'll take some. Yeah, but I'm not entertaining, apparently. Unless you think I am. Well, then hell. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to leave us to it. I'm going to work very hard to see if I can find an opening and a closing for this. There's got to be. I know that they make end cards that aren't that hard to do, and I know that there's got to be some things. If you have the original file, you can share it to your page. Yeah, see, I don't have the original file. That's the problem. It's somebody else's. Maybe I can get it from them. I'll have to ask. Can I have it to share to my page? That's what I'll have to do. I don't know. Find out. All right. Well, I guess the time for us has come to an end, friends. Heinz Verified, Thursday, 8 p.m. Don't forget that. This. I have to really need to number and spend some time down here so I can number the cameras as I keep changing things. Anyway, this, please like and subscribe for that, and that way I can eventually move over to there as I start sending so many videos over there. Right. And but I appreciate your kind indulgence for stopping in or visiting or staying, and all of the above. If you don't have the original file, you can't download YouTube with an app and then share it to your page. That's what I'll probably have to do. That's the work I'll have to do then, Todd. I'll have to get that figured out. So appreciate that. As I always do, the comments and any assistance I can get. So with that, I bid you a fond farewell until tomorrow, and we'll do this again. Wednesday will be easy. Thursday with the fireworks. Don't know what's going to happen with that one. Friday is due during the day. Should be fine for Friday night. Wait, today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's only Wednesday. See, it's already happening. I don't even know what damn day of the week it is. It's only July 1st because I'm talking about advance tomorrow. And I do know a thing that tomorrow is, though, on July the 2nd, because I knew that date before I even have to look it up. Has to do with Amelia Earhart. What? I knew that. Anyway, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, my friends. And I look forward to seeing you again here very soon. And with that said, we will in fact fade to black.